Good afternoon and welcome to our final episode of Countdown to Sun and Fun, 7 days and counting to the 52nd annual Sun and Fun Aerospace Expo. Today, we've got the latest updates and some great guests. I'm your co-host, Amanda Hawley from WFLA News Channel 8. And who else would I be sitting here with other than our CEO and president, Gene Conrad of Sun and Fun. Gene, things are happening on campus right now. It is buzzing.
Yes, it is buzzing, but it has been raining. And by the way, it is good to do it this week. Yes. And we have not had a lot of rain, so this is the time to do it. Get the site ready to go. The field's going to be great. Kudos to the airport out there. They have the field looks like a golf course, and we needed that rain, so it's good stuff.
Ooh, it's going to keep it nice and pretty 1 week from today when we start the red, white, and blue at 52. It's great to be back here with you guys. The excitement is building. April 14th through the 19th, Sun and Fun 2026. We hope to see you all here. Gene, looking forward to everything that we have planned on the show today. We've got air show performer RJ Gritter joining us shortly. His plane is featured on this year's poster. Later, U.S. Air Force Major Kluesner, call sign Mach, will be joining us as well. And air show master Dennis Dunbar will be here.
Air show master Dennis Dunbar. That's right. Master of disaster.
I guess we're going to find out. We can answer all those questions. Plus, we're going to find out about a new airline, Magnifica Air, with Sean McGill joining us as well. Let's get right to it. We want to, again, welcome you to this episode of Countdown to Sun and Fun Live. Remember to subscribe to our channel, mash the thumbs up button on YouTube, and like us on Facebook. It's interactive. We're still answering lots of questions that are going to be coming into the chat and comment windows. We'll answer those later on in the show. Also, what's Countdown to Sun and Fun without a prize, right?
Prizes. Look, we got a hat. We got a charger. I don't know. What is this called again?
It's a phone charger.
Okay,
it's a phone
charger.
Bank, right?
It's a phone bank charger.
It's engraved. It's really exciting.
Yes.
And it not only charges your phone, it's got both a USB-C and the lightning port for...
I don't know what any of those things
are,
but
phone
good.
Charger, and it can charge your watch. This is really cool. And this one will come with a hat, which is really exciting. You wanted the hat in there, so we've got both of those. We've also got a pair of weekly tickets to Sun and Fun at the end of the hour. So for your chance to win today, comment, like, and share on social media during this broadcast. I want to know what you are looking forward to next week. We're also going to be giving away this. For this giveaway, we want you to tag at least one person you're coming to Sun and Fun with in the comments, and you'll be entered for the chance to win the power bank and the hat. We are going to reach out to the winners there at the end of the show. All right, Gene, lots of talking here at the beginning of the show. What do you got for us?
Okay, we have all kinds of good stuff. So we're going to have the first thing we're going to talk about, we are going to have an early arrival tomorrow. It was actually supposed to get here today, but some of the weather, they took a delay, but tomorrow the Super Guppy is planning to arrive tomorrow, so we don't have an exact time. Once that is confirmed, I would encourage you to follow FlightAware. It'll probably be up on FlightAware, but we'll put something out on social media if you're in the local area and you want to get some pictures of that. But we're expecting the Super Guppy to be here tomorrow. I want to say kudos to my team, our tent company, all of our volunteers done a yeoman's job getting the site ready to go. Our tent company has done a great job. I will knock on wood, we're way ahead of schedule and things are looking good, so makes me a little bit nervous, but we are in a good position at this point, so appreciate all the hard work. Get the app. The app came out last week. April 1st, so please get the app. One of the big things with the app this year is we are going to be doing push notifications. Okay, so if you are looking, for example, the NASA administrator will be here Wednesday at noon talking at the hangar, which is just south of the exhibit buildings, and we'll do a push notification prior to him getting ready to speak. And so all kinds of events during the week, get the app, get those push notifications so you know what's going on and you can make your way over to those the cool venues to see all of our speakers and our programming that we have this year. Also, we start Tuesday, April 14th, but actually the first event that we have is actually Monday, April 13th, here in the pavilion attached to the Florida Air Museum, the Skylab Innovation Center. We have the Innovation Showcase with the partners at Aero News Network. So we're going to have anywhere from 20 to 25 of our exhibitors talking about new technology, their new wares, new engines, new aircraft, and introducing those to the aviation public and our media friends that will be here as well. So 4 p.m. in the pavilion, April 13th. If you're just looking for something to do, while you're here early, come check that out. But we start early, so we get things kicked off right
a lot
away
of people
on
arrive
Monday.
early, so that's great.
Yes, and people are going to be, and actually our camper registration opened today at noon. So they've been flowing in over the last week or whatnot, but camper registration officially opened at noon today. So here we go. They're coming in. Also, don't forget, big day on Tuesday. Tuesday, obviously our daytime air show from 1 to 5, and then we have our concert. So at 5:30, we have Angie K going on to open it up. And then at 6 p.m., as we've talked about in the past, our World War II vets are going to be up on stage. We're going to honor those individuals. Please be early, be out there ready to honor and celebrate those folks. So we're going to get them here and have a good time with them and celebrate those folks. And then we have Thomas Mack, and then Cooper Allen goes on as well. Be prepared for some special flybys and some other things that are going on as well that Dennis Dunbar has put together, and he'll come and he'll talk about some of that here in a little bit. Also, Wednesday, our composite air show. All right, so the air show starts at 5 p.m. again this year, goes to 9:15. But prior and leading up to the air show, at 2 p.m., we have Angie K going on again. So the concert stage will still be up on the Warbird ramp this year on Wednesday. So Angie K at 2, E.M. Tongi at 3:30, American Idol winner, was in 2023, I think it was. Dennis back there. Oh, got a thumbs up. I can't believe I remember that. And then at 5 o'clock, we go right into the air show. It is jam-packed. It is going to be awesome. You get the daytime, you get the twilight, you get the night show. It is going to be awesome. And then when we are done at 9:15 with the finale, Moonlight, who's going to have something special during the actual air show, the finale, he's going to continue to play up till 10 o'clock,
There's
10
always
p.m.
but wait, there's
yes,
more.
But wait, there's more. Trust me, there's more. And Dennis will talk about some of that here when he comes on. But Wednesday is going to be a great day for us. Again, starting the show later at 5 o'clock. Our Warbird friends are going to fly out to Kennedy Space Flight Center to the shuttle landing facility. So 40 aircraft will fly out. They get a special tour out there. It's just going to be a jam-packed day. And also a big thing for us, Thursday, after the daytime air show, we have what's called the Bash, which is our big fundraiser for the Aerospace Center for Excellence. So you can go look up the Bash on flysnf.org. Our auction, silent auction items are already out, so go bid those up because all of the net proceeds go back into our year-round programming. So there's much more. That's all I got for now, but here we go.
There is much more. We're actually going to talk about ACE here in just a few minutes, but first want to bring in our first guest of this countdown to Sun and Fun. So let's meet one of the performers that will be here at Sun and Fun this next week, this year. RJ Gritter has been in the cockpit all his life, flying his patriotic red, white, and blue decathlon aircraft at Sun and Fun. It's actually featured on the Sun and Fun poster this year.
He is featured on the poster, and also I sent him a message on Instagram. He is on the front of the in-flight guide as well, and so he shared that on Instagram as well. So he's a cool dude. So.
Absolutely. We want to welcome RJ to the program. Thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm super, super excited. It's been a long winter. Usually the weather's pretty good here all winter and we fly a lot. This winter it's been terrible, so I'm ready to break out and get a bunch of flying done and and come hang out, kick the season off with you guys.
Awesome.
I love it.
So what do you most look forward to coming to Sun and Fun? Now you've been performing with us for several years now. What's the one thing that you're looking forward to this year, other than seeing me?
The one thing, other than seeing you, I don't know. I'm excited for the Wednesday show. I love an evening show. My favorite time to fly is just before sunset. I like to, break away after work and go out to the airport and fly. That's a perfect time for an air show, right? The weather's better. Everyone wants to be out there. We roll it right into the night show, and it's just my favorite time to fly. So I'm super excited to perform, kind of shortly before sunset and just get that golden hour vibe going. I'm pumped for it.
Awesome.
What can people expect as they come out and watch your show on Wednesday? What are some of the things that they should be looking for?
I fly the decathlon, right? It looks like it should be a boring airplane. It's a high-wing airplane. Most of the public mistakes it for a Cessna or something. But it's capable of a whole lot more than that. And I try to squeeze every bit of performance out of that airplane I can. So I think you see a lot of things you don't expect to see from a high-wing trainer like that. Precision aerobatics, some aggressive stuff, some tumbling stuff that no one really does with it. I just love the airplane, and I have a blast flying it, and I think that comes through in the show. So you'll see some things you don't expect.
Awesome.
I love it.
Well, also tell us a little bit about yourself. I did some research on you. They sent me some information about your bio. I didn't know you graduated from North Carolina State. Is that accurate?
That's correct.
So did my grandfather before World War II. So you guys have some Wolfpack people, right?
That's fantastic.
How did you get involved in aviation?
I grew up in aviation. My parents are both pilots. My dad for most of his career as an engineer and a test pilot, and my mom's an ATP flight instructor, TV personality. She's done it all. They both, around the time I was growing up, set a bunch of records, speed and time to climb records in the Quest Air Venture. They've all got, they both have awesome stories. And so I was fortunate enough to grow up flying with them in all sorts of different airplanes, experimentals, home built, typical stuff. And yeah, so I grew up in the cockpit, got really heavily involved with RC flying when I was, in middle school, high school, and traveled around the country and to a couple international contests competing with that. So that's how I learned aerobatics. And then, when I graduated college, I kind of always knew that I wanted to get into air shows and get into flying aerobatics. But graduated college and said, all right, now's my chance. Time to go do aerobatics in the big airplane. So went out and bought a ratty decathlon and taught myself aerobatics. And it has been a wild ride since. That was
Why did you land on the decathlon?
Because it was affordable. That particular one at least was affordable. And it seems like the right aerobatic trainer. People learn in all sorts of different kinds of airplanes, but that's an airplane that will teach you the right way to fly aerobatics. And not let you get away with anything. If you jump straight into a pits or an extra or something like that, you can gloss over some of the basics where you just bash the stick over and do a roll real fast, and yeah, you got away with it, but you didn't really do the coordination right, and that stuff shows up when you're really trying to fly precisely. The decathlon doesn't let you get away with any of that. And I've got, oh my gosh, about 1,500 hours in the airplane. I've had it for 10 years now, and I'm not done learning from it. A lot of people say, when are you going to upgrade? I say, when I get bored, but I'm not bored yet. Yeah. That airplane's got a lot to give. And it's really, really fun and rewarding to take a kind of a limited airplane like that and just squeeze everything you can out of it. Versus, I go jump in an extra or something. That airplane's so far ahead of me that, it's a different animal. Yeah. So I love the thing. Yeah.
No, it's awesome. Hey, but we appreciate your time. Thank you so much for donating your time. I don't think a lot of people appreciate all of our civilian performers that show up are doing it on their own dime to help us out, and we truly appreciate it. We know it's a whole week. There's a lot of things to do, but we really appreciate all the time and the effort. And I do have one last question for you. At AirVenture, I volunteer up there. Who's your favorite volunteer, me or Brian Lorenz Zippy?
My connection's getting a little iffy. I don't. Can you guys still hear me? Sorry. I missed that, but I gotta go, and you guys got a busy show. So. See you in a week.
Hey, we appreciate you. Thank you so much. Be safe. We'll see you soon.
Yeah, we'll see you. Thank you all.
Thank you.
That's good. You put him on the spot for
I've known him for a couple years now, so I know stuff. So anyway.
You can do that.
Yes.
All right. It is so exciting to know that performers like RJ will be here next week, really all of next week here at Sun and Fun. But it's also exciting to know that we exist with a purpose that points to the future. Can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Well, I can never say it enough. I mean, so the net proceeds from this event, from the Sun and Fun Flying, or Sun and Fun Aerospace Expo, I almost messed that up. Oh my gosh, what's happening? Anyway, the net proceeds go back into what we call the 51 other weeks and into the Aerospace Center for Excellence, which is our parent company. And our mission at the Aerospace Center for Excellence is to engage, educate, and accelerate the next generation of aerospace professionals. So the other 51 weeks, we are super busy here. Everybody always asks me, well, you probably plan for Sun and Fun to start in January and then do April and you take the rest of the year off. No, we're all super busy, dedicated, and putting all the effort we can into the next generation right here in Central Florida. So how do we engage? The big thing is during the fly-in, we're going to have over 3,000, I think it's 3,500 kids coming on field trips during the week. And we're going to have over 20,000 youth in attendance this year. At our event, we engage through the Florida Air Museum, which is the official air museum for the state of Florida. We have over 8,000 participants at the Florida Air Museum, that all our youth that come for free. Our museum day in May, our Wings and Things in October. And then obviously, if you've not heard about our story time or you don't follow the Aerospace Center for Excellence on social media, you should do that. Story time for our 2 to 5 year olds, 150 last Tuesday. I don't know, the day you were here, I think we had that many 2 to 5 5-year-olds. I mean, it is a cool sight to see.
It is so
fun. And how do we educate these kids? Also through STEM Sprouts, which grew up out of story time, because we want to keep, basically it's cradle to cockpit. So our mantra is cradle to cockpit. We want to give them as early as possible and take them all the way through college and their careers. But STEM Sprouts for our pre-K through 5th grade. Our field trip program, so in partnership with Polk County Public Schools this year, we're bringing 4,000 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. We're busing them in from all over the county for purpose-built field trips right here at the Aerospace Center for Excellence. There's so much. I'm going to have to flip our middle school curriculum as well. So our team here, in partnership with the AOPA, is building a middle school curriculum that's in 150 middle schools, 25 states, and 5 countries, I believe, at this point, serving over 13,000 kids every day. And then how do we accelerate through our scholarship programs with the James C. Ray Scholarship, where this week, we're going to hit 200 certificated pilots through that program. So kudos to the team and for all of the years putting that together and mentoring all of those young folks. Our Lakeland Aero Club, which has over 60 members, and their Piper Cubs flying on grass. Friends, there is so much going on here. I'm getting the break here, but guess what? I'm the boss, so I'm going to keep going. But I want people to appreciate when you come here to Sun and Fun, so when you're spending that money and you're flying those beautiful airplanes in, and you're doing all the things you have to do to get here, it matters. It is going back into the next generation. And what exists here does not exist anywhere else in the world, and we're super proud of it. So thank you all. Thank you to our volunteers, and thank you from my team to doing awesome stuff.
They were telling me to wrap too, but I mean, you were doing such a good job. And it really is a very important mission. I started off our show by saying things are buzzing around here. They're buzzing for, Sun and Fun, and that's great. But I mean, I'm here a lot year-round.
Amanda's here, does a phenomenal job for us, but does a ton for us with our little folks, and she can vouch for it. I mean, she is here with us every day.
I love it because this is such a great program, and it really is inspiring the next generation. But this week, obviously, is a big one for us, and we appreciate your guys' help here, too.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to go to break, so I'll let you do that.
We are. We'll go
we're probably getting yelled at.
We're getting yelled at. All right. We're going to wrap it up. Coming up next, though, really cool here, faster than the speed of sound, U.S. Air Force Major Melanie Kluesner will join us. And later, the boss of the air shows, Dennis Dunbar, is going to be here with a look behind the curtain. Plus, keep liking, commenting, and sharing today's live show to win a pair of those weekly tickets to the fly-in this year for next week. And tag at least one person you're coming to Sun and Fun with. We want to give away a power bank here and this really cool, fun hat. So we will be right back as Countdown to Sun and Fun continues.
Portions of Sun and Fun Aerospace Expo TV programming is brought to you in part by Green Bay Austin Straubel Airport, your gateway to the world, and by Demore Group, flying in its most beautiful form.
There's a world far beyond the city lights, beyond control towers and paved runways. That's where Hartzell flies. Hartzell carbon fiber props, stronger, lighter, faster, delivering unmatched performance, relentless durability, and raw power for those who demand more. So here's to untamed skies, faraway places, and the prop that's always ready for what's next. Hartzell Propeller, built on honor.
Car buying should be simple. That's why at Mazda Lakeland on US Highway 98, 1 mile south of the Parkway, we price our cars, not our customers. As part of our Buy Smart, Be Happy promises, we clearly mark our vehicles with our best price first, saving you time and money. All our sales associates are commission-free, and with a 5-day, 300-mile money-back guarantee, you can buy a car with ease and confidence. Visit us at MazdaLakeland.com today.
Buy smart, be happy.
The Sun and Fun app is here. Everything you need to know about the Aerospace Expo in the palm of your hand. Interactive maps, schedules, and so much more. Download the Sun and Fun app now from your app store.
bringing the energy back on this countdown to Sun and Fun. Quick reminder here to help us spread the word about this live stream. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, smash the like button, and subscribe to our Facebook page while you're at it. You are going to want all the updates coming into next week, so that is going to be your key for that. We're also going to be answering some of your questions. We just got a few in, so we are going to keep an eye on those and answer those at the end of the show. We're also watching for that someone to win a pair of weekly fly-in tickets to the show. We're going to announce that at the end, as well as this hat and awesome Sun and Fun power bank. But want to get to our next guest here. Joining us now is United States Air Force Major Melanie Kluesner, the former F-35 Lightning demo team pilot, known simply by her call sign, Mach. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. I'm super happy to be here.
This always an exciting time. Always an exciting time to watch you take to the skies. Now you're kind of in a little bit different of a position here, but talk to us about the air show circuit that you do, and just talk to us about your time as the F-35 Lightning demo team pilot, because that is a very highly decorated position to be in. And not only are you in it, but you're a female. We talk about inspiring the next generation, right? Talk to us about that experience.
Yeah, what an incredible 2 years I got to have as the demo pilot. I mean, I felt like the luckiest person in the world to be able to do this job. It's just such a cool thing to be able to travel all over the world. And it's so rewarding to talk to those young girls and guys that were just like me and, weren't sure if they could do what I'm doing now. And I get to tell them how I got to where I was. And a lot of it, there's no secrets. It's just a lot of hard work. And so what a rewarding job that was. And yeah, I'm still getting to fly the F-35. I'm still getting to use my instructor qual and teach back here at Hill. And so getting to continue flying the jet has been awesome. But yeah, this will be my third year at Sun and Fun. I mean, one of the best air shows by far. I love the energy there, such a great environment. And so I'm really excited for the opportunity to get to come back. And now I will have a little bit more free time to get to chat with everybody. So it's going to be a really fun week.
So you have done air shows all over the world. I follow you on social media, so I see you've traveled all over the world. Like, I know Sun and Fun's your number one, but your number two. What's your number two favorite show site that you've performed at over 2 years?
I think it would have to be Austria, because they hadn't seen the F-35 perform. There were like 300,000 people there.
Oh, wow.
And they parked us right next to the Red Bull pilots, who have some incredible epic stories. So I got to talk to a bunch of them, see their airplanes, and that was a really, really fun time. And free Red Bull, so that was great.
And talk to us about your team. So everybody obviously gets to see you, and then they see people working on the jets and all that. Like, what's a complement of people that make up the team? Their role, what are they doing, and how do they support, obviously, your ability to go out there and do the demo?
Yeah, definitely. I have some of the best maintainers that the Air Force has to offer on my team. So we've got crew chiefs, we got avionics specialists, we've got aircrew flight equipment, and our public affairs team members. So everybody has their own job, and on air show days, it's really rewarding to see them all doing their own thing, and they're just experts in their field. So we could not put on the performance we do without each and every one of them. And it's awesome because we're like a small family. Every show, we trade out a couple members, but when you do 26 shows a year, you get to know each other really well. And so going to dinners every night and talking about the day, it's really rewarding.
Yep. So my cousin was an F-35 pilot. So he just got out. I don't know if you know him, Slam Conrad. You probably don't know him, but anyway, he was at Fighter Weapons School, but he made me say that, so I just threw that out there.
What's up, Slam?
Yeah, okay. So I do have a question, though. So he told me about what he could tell me about the F-35, and obviously the helmet is super special, and there's all the sensors and cameras all over the jet. So when you're doing the actual demo, do you only look out the cockpit, or are you looking all around you and you're looking? I mean, how does that work? And how is, coming from the F-16 to the F-35, how do you even orient to this different spatial, reality of what you're looking at?
Yeah, for sure. So the helmet is a really nice tool, but like everything in the F-35, you got to know how and when to use it. So when I want to cross-check my altitude or my airspeed, I can either look outside and just see it in my helmet off axis, or I can look straight ahead. But the unique thing with the demo is I'm always looking out trying to find the show line. So it is a lot more neck craning and stuff. It's kind of similar to dogfighting is how I would equate it. Whereas in other missions in the F-35, you can do a lot more looking forward and looking at your screens. But no, my neck kind of does take a beating during the demos because I am looking outside to do that. But it's nice because no matter where I'm looking, I know what my airspeed and my altitude is. So I think that helps me be a lot more precise during the airshow demonstrations. And then you asked about the F-16, and it's one of my favorite things to talk about because I remember being a wingman in the F-16, and my biggest job was to be in formation with my flight lead. So I'm looking out the left or the right side, trying to stay 1 mile line abreast. And you can imagine doing that while also trying to manipulate the radar, find the threats. It's a lot going on. And the F-35, starting off as a wingman, we're all over the place. So I'm not staring outside looking at my flight lead. I'm in my own cockpit being twice as lethal and getting to operate all my sensors without having to worry about staring down and seeing exactly where my flight lead is because I've got them on my screen somewhere. So the technology is way nicer and it allows you to be a lot more lethal that way.
And I ask everybody this, so how did you get into aviation?
Oh, yeah. So both my parents were Air Force pilots.
Oh, wow.
My dad was actually an F-16 demo pilot. So I grew up watching his air show videos, and I just remember thinking that was the coolest thing. And what really sold me was at an Air Force Academy football game, I saw F-16s fly over, and I was shocked that that was somebody's job, that every day they got to climb into a fighter jet and go really fast. And from the age of 6, I looked at my dad and I said, I will do that. Like, that has to be me someday. And so I never really let go of that dream, and I was going to do whatever it took to do that job.
Can you talk to us a little bit about what it did take? You talked about, it's a lot of hard work that goes into it. Talk to us a little bit about that and what people can do now if they want to take a path similar to yours.
Yeah, definitely. My biggest advice that I like to give people is never close any doors. So I always tried to take the hardest classes I could starting in high school, like the AP level classes. I wasn't great at math, but I wanted to challenge myself, and I knew that might help me get into a good college, and everything kind of has the domino effect. So I figured if I started hard in high school, that could set me off on the right path. I did ROTC, so I went to University of Southern California, and then from there, same thing. I was like, I'm going to work as hard as I can to try to get into Shepherd, which is the fighter tracked pilot training, which kind of gives you a leg up to being able to fly fighters. And so I kept my head down, studied hard in college. That enabled me to get into that kind of advanced pilot training course, and then worked really hard there, and was lucky enough to get F-16s, and then switched over to F-35s from there. So like I said, there's really no secrets to success there. Just start in high school and never let go of that goal that you have, because it's worth it in the end.
And so talk to us about the transition. You talked about wanting, seeing the F-16, and that was amazing. But now the F-35, what made you want to transition? Did you want to?
Yeah, I did not think that I could get the F-35. I viewed that as like, this is like the newest, the latest and greatest. Like, who am I to be able to fly such an epic jet? But
by the way, you're Mach.
Yeah.
Right, you're going to get that jet.
So when I was in Kunsan, I was like, once again, I'm going to work really hard. And I didn't think about applying for it. But then I was like, you know what? You never know until you ask. And so I worked really hard at Kunsan, and I asked my commander kind of towards the end, like, will you just consider me if an F-35 spot opens up? And I remember walking home from the gym one day. Kunsan's a very small base, and he pulls over on the side of the road and he says, hey, I found you an F-35, but it's with the Marines. And I said, don't care, sounds awesome, I'm in. And so my first assignment in the F-35 was actually a Marine exchange in Japan, and I got to deploy on a ship and do all kinds of cool things.
So you flew the B model then?
I did, yes.
Oh, wow, that is super cool.
Yeah,
so real
very,
quick,
very cool
difference
experience.
between the B and the A, other than vertical and takeoff.
That's the biggest thing that people would know about is you're operating off of a ship, but not a carrier, not the giant carriers that you think about. It's about a third of the size of the carrier. So you're hover landing behind a rotating helicopter. You have to be super precise. It has a little bit less gas. It can pull a little bit less G, but other than that, the internal is the exact same. And so it's nice between the A, B, and C. And C, the cockpits are all the same. They just do, slightly different things. So
cool. Well, awesome.
Yeah,
hey, Dennis.
cool
Dennis
experience.
is here, by the way. Just if we can go
Dennis.
to camera 4 so she can see Dennis. Camera
Hey,
4.
long time no
Nope.
see.
Hey, there you go. Can you see him?
I'm excited.
No, I
No.
can't.
Okay, never mind. But here's his hand.
It'll see him Monday.
Here's his hand. Hey.
I'm excited to see you soon.
That's awesome.
Awesome. Well, hey,
Awesome.
thank you so much
Yeah,
for
thank
joining
you.
us. We really appreciate the time. And also, if people want to check you or see you, they can see you at the Women Aces brunch on Wednesday at 10 a.m. You're a keynote speaker, so people can come see Mach, and I will be there as well to say hi.
Yeah, and I'm sure you'll be all
Yeah.
around Sun and Fun all week.
Yes, I'm excited to talk to everybody, so don't be shy. Come say hello.
Awesome stuff. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Cool.
We will see you in about 7 days.
Awesome. Can't wait. Thank you, guys.
Take care.
All right, Gene. Next up, can we talk just for a few minutes about the military demos and the presence here at Sun and Fun this year? I know there's been a little bit of some changes that we've had.
Sure. Well, obviously there's things going on in the world, right? And so that it's affecting some of our static. So, but the Thunderbirds are on schedule. They're going to be here on Tuesday, arrive Tuesday, and then do their normal demo Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. F-22 Raptor on schedule. F-18 Rhino demo team on schedule. As far as statics, the C-17 and the KC-135 have fallen out because they're being tasked and they're working hard right now. And so shout out to all of our men and women in uniform and all those folks that are serving our country. We appreciate you. Stay out there and be out there and be safe. But the B-52, there was a question. Unfortunately, the B-52 had to drop out because of tasking and other things that are obviously going on in the world. But other than that, we're going to still have a huge lineup. I talked to Rich Hall, who's our military liaison. We are still planning to have A-10s here. Okay. Keep your fingers crossed. We are planning to have Harriers here again, and this will be the last time if they show that you're going to be able to see the Harriers. And the F-35s out of England confirmed as well. So we're still going to have F-35s here on static. So Mock can check those out as well. But other than that, we should be good to go. And it's going to be a great show. Also, something I haven't talked about, NOAA and their P3. You know about NOAA as being a weather person. NOAA and their P3 will be on static out on the ramp all week as well. That's based right here in Lakeland, Florida. Yes, which is a cool airplane. So.
Awesome stuff.
Yep, good stuff.
Good updates there. Yes. Love to hear it. All right, Gene, perhaps, though, our next guest will have more insight on a few things for our viewers. Let's welcome in the Sun and Fun Executive Director of Air Shows and Attractions, Dennis Dunbar.
Hey, Dennis.
Hi, buddy.
How you doing?
I'm doing well.
Good to
How are
see
you?
We're good.
There you are. We, we talk about you here and there on the show leading up to this, so it's nice we get to actually talk to you in person.
Yeah, mostly I'm bringing up Dennis's name because I'm afraid about what I say or can't
You're
say.
leaking things.
Yes, I leak stuff because I get excited. I love this stuff, and I want people to get excited too. So
all right, so I want everyone to get excited about at home about you. Talk to us about what you do. Like for my mom that's watching right now at home, like what is your role here at Sun and Fun? Because it's not little.
Well, I get to help bring the fun to Sun and Fun. In a nutshell, I'm responsible for a lot of the entertainment that you see going on. Everything from the air show itself, the aircraft, to the music, to a lot of the presentations and forums and such that happen throughout the week. So if you're not having a good time at Sun and Fun, you can blame me.
All right. Well, I've got his cell phone number, by the way, if you want that, and I will share that with people.
Yes.
Hey, Dennis, talk to us so this is a big year for, obviously, it's the 250th birthday of the United States. It's red, white, and blue at 52. We're going to celebrate America. But NASA is going to be here in a big way this year. Tell folks, how many years have we actually used, specifically, I've been talking about it, you've been doing all the work, to get NASA here and the presence that they're going to have this year.
Yeah, we've been working hard to get a relationship going with NASA, and we've really come a long way this year. I think they're excited to be a part. They're learning more about some of the programming that we're doing here with the Aerospace Center for Excellence, and there's some talk about doing some future partnerships on things that we're exploring. But we've got such a great NASA presence today. The Super Guppy is going to be showing up tomorrow. You mentioned that already.
Yep.
They're bringing a T-38 in. We have some of the senior leadership from NASA with Jared Isaacman, the NASA administrator, coming to speak. We have some great presentations on NASA flight operations from many of their notable aviators there. If you're into space at all, this is the place to be, and we're going to have some great opportunities to interact with a lot of folks from NASA, and we're really happy to see this relationship growing. I think you're going to see more NASA presence over the years.
Awesome, and I'm going to give you a high five.
All right.
How many years I've been asking you, when's the Guppy coming? This is probably year 3, and here we are.
And I will tell you, their intent has been to bring the Guppy for many years, but they're busy. They do a lot with a little, and so our friends at NASA, hats off to them. Artemis going on right now.
Amanda,
they got to go check that out, by the way. Was that the launch?
Yeah, that was awesome. So exciting. I mean, I'm a space geek myself, and so I enjoy it, and I think a lot of our guests will as well.
I mean, it's right down the road, so I think it's really exciting that we get to bring that to here at Sun and Fun just next week.
Yeah. So talk to us. Okay, so we have daytime air shows, we have night shows, we have entertainment on concert stages. So let's talk about the daytime air show first, or you can talk about it however you want, or all of those elements. But I just know from talking with you, because I'm like, Dennis, what's going on, right? Because you're the mastermind, right? You're putting all of this together, this ballet and choreographing all of these things. Like, how far out are you starting to plan this and coordinate with the different teams and kind of walk people through some of that? Because it's a lot of work. People will be like, where's Dennis? Don't bother him, he's busy. I mean, because there's a lot of choreography and time that it takes to put all of the various elements together.
Well, I mean, we're already working on 2027's show. That theme, that focus, making the contacts for that kind of different stuff we're bringing this year. So the planning process is very involved. And then things happen in the world that impact, like we were talking about some of our military assets dropping out and why. So we're always flexing and we're always coming up with new things. But I'm really excited about the day shows. We have great lineups this year. We've got some new exciting things coming. The Raptor's going to be back. We haven't had the F-22 at Sun and Fun in a while. Yep. It's exciting. I'm lucky because I've got this enabler here, right? I call Gene my enabler.
That's me. I carry the purse strings, apparently. So.
But it's not just the purse strings. It's the ability to get out of the box and do some of the neat things, like our Wednesday composite show. We've been doing, around the industry, we've been doing some of these shows that start in the afternoon, go into night, like RJ talked about earlier, and the crowd loves it. So we're going to get to try that here. Gene's not afraid to try new things.
No.
And, he always quizzes me on, is it going to be safe? Is it going to be whatever? And we do all that. But it's, Wednesday's night show, we're doing something very unique in there. It's going to be a lot of fun. So
there's some unique elements to the night show.
We're going to hold that.
We're going to break. Sorry.
We have got to toss the break here. We are going to keep, though, Dennis in the hot seat.
We're coming back to Wednesday.
We're going to be right back. We'll come back to Wednesday. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Portions of Sun and Fun Aerospace Expo TV programming is brought to you in part by Whelan Aerospace Technologies, a leader in aviation lighting systems, and by TL Sport Aircraft, redefining sport aviation.
What defines a masterpiece? Rich heritage? Superior craftsmanship? Timeless design? Or is it something more? At De Morgan, we don't define a masterpiece. Our work does.
Florida, home to pristine beaches, unique dining experiences, world-class accommodations, and the thrills that keep the young and young at heart coming back to the Sunshine State. From coast to coast, see what our 10,000 members of the Florida Restaurant and Lodging Association have been preparing for you. Exceptional eats, historic sites, and lodging to fit any budget. So whether you're here making deals or making memories, come get a flavor for Florida's finest restaurants and hotels.
Flying to Sun and Fun? Read the NOTAM and have a great trip. When you arrive, stop by the Pilot Welcome Center, located at the Island, the official Chillax hub on Airside. Get your swag bag and welcome to Sun and Fun.
Alrighty, welcome back to Countdown to Sun and Fun. Thank you for sticking with us. I know that we want to revisit the Wednesday air show, so I'm going to bring Dennis back into the hot seat. We were talking about the composite show that we've changed it to on Wednesday.
Yeah, I think the night shows this year, I think something interesting for our guests to know is the Wednesday night show and the Saturday night show are completely different. The Wednesday night show we had some external factors that came in that made us not be able to do the same show both nights. So on Wednesday, we're going to have a little less fireworks, but a lot of boom in it. And
we're bringing the boom.
We're bringing the boom Wednesday, and Saturday will be more traditional. But I really do believe it's the best one we've come up with yet. And but Wednesday night, wanting to do something a little different. You called me the master of disaster earlier. Yeah. What have I said? I think Wednesday will either be
greatest thing he's ever done, or it'll be the worst,
or a spectacular failure. I called it. But it'll be safe.
Let's do it on a Wednesday, sure.
It'll be safe regardless. But for years, I've wanted to do a night air show to live music. And we were able to bring in this DJ Moonlight from Europe. He's actually based in Nashville now, but he's going to come in, and the final 17 minutes of the finale are going to be done to him live on the stage with all the bombs, the airplanes, and all that stuff going off.
Wow.
So, folks, when you're coming out, think maybe you want to sit in a little different spot for the Wednesday night show this year. If you want to get the full experience, the area in front of the stage will be open, and you can see how that works out, and then you can let me know if it was awesome or a spectacular failure.
Well, the first call will be to me. I'll be like, "What'd you think?" And I'll be like, "It was great. It was great." I am an EDM fan, so I like that type of music. Probably a lot of people don't know that about me. You guys do, but I mean, I love that stuff.
But this DJ, he puts kind of an EDM twist on classic rock. Yep. So there's some, the really cool viral version of Freebird that's been out there for a while. That's Moonlight. Yep. A lot of the cool stuff you hear on TikTok and all that is Moonlight's versions of these songs. And then when it's all over, he's going to play for another 45 minutes, do a concert, help the crowd thin out and all that kind of stuff. So it should be a lot of fun. I'm excited, and it will be safe, and I think the crowd will be entertained. It'll be different. We're going to learn a lot.
And I will tell you, I have seen a lot of air shows. Mm-hmm. I've been to the Paris Air Show 3 times. I've been to AirVenture basically every year of my life. I've been here, various other air shows, and I will tell you, the Wednesday night lineup starting at 5 o'clock and then going all through, I was like, I'm blown away. It is absolutely... I told you, I was like, Dennis, this is probably the best thing I've ever seen. I mean, there's just so much wrapped into that 4 hours and 17 minutes or whatever it is, and I'm just excited about it.
How do you even go about making all of these connections? Is it really just about who you know and then making another connection from that?
It's a lot about connections. It's all about collaboration and trust. Mm-hmm. I'm really fortunate that these performers all sort of give me the creative ability to... they sacrifice. Ordinarily, they'd have their own night act, and they'd be their own focus and their own feature. But here they become part of a team, and you can see together we can put together something that's even more exciting. And I appreciate the trust they give for me to do that, to sacrifice their own individual spotlight to be part of something bigger. But we start with a theme, and we try and put some music together, and then with that kind of vision where I want the fireworks and the bombs and all the different kinds of things, and then when the airplanes come in, and we've got some really neat things we're doing on Wednesday and Saturday night. This element is similar in both the Wednesday and Saturday night show, even though the show's different, where Red Bull's going to be doing something that will be done, I will say this for the first time because of Howard doing it, and it's going to be spectacular.
I know what it is.
And we're not going to tell people. Wednesday's going to be a surprise, and then Thursday at noon at the hangar, Red Bull's going to talk about how we did it, and then everyone will know for Saturday what to expect. So we're going to try and catch them off guard Wednesday.
And there's 2 new elements, though. There's what Red Bull's going to do, and then there's what Melissa Burns is going to do with someone else.
Yeah, I wasn't going to talk about that yet either. But
okay, well, anyway, there's something new, but I didn't really give it away.
Every year we like to put a little surprise in there, and keep things.
Now, I have a question. So, a lot of these air show performers, they work together at a lot of the different air shows, but I feel like Sun and Fun is different. It's different every day. Do you find that these air show performers are open to your kind of different ideas every year that you want to bring here?
I think they enjoy it, and I appreciate that. I know that's what makes Sun and Fun exciting to me, is to be able to collaborate and do some of these out-of-the-box things with them. Like you mentioned earlier with RJ, our civilian performers donate their time to be here and everything, and that's a lot. That's a whole week out of their livelihood to be here. So we never take that for granted, and I love collaborating with them because there's a lot of creative people in this industry. So it's a lot of fun.
Yep. So Dennis, you've put together a spectacular program for this year. What is the one thing you're looking forward to? April 20th?
No. I really think Saturday night is probably the best traditional night show kind of thing, finale that we've done. But I'm really excited to see how people respond to Wednesday in this different kind of format. Yep. Because if they like it, we might be able to do it again with more fireworks and more, stuff down the road. We're sort of walk, crawl, running that one on Wednesday, but it'll still be pretty awesome. So, but other things, honestly, I enjoy seeing the kids get inspired the most, and that doesn't matter any given thing. You never know when it's going to happen. Yep. You see the moment. Sometimes you just see a kid respond to something, and like that's the good stuff.
Yep. That's what it's all about.
Yeah. Because I was that kid. I mean, I went to my first show when I was 10 years old. I knew this is what I wanted to do. And I had that moment. So I like seeing other kids get that moment. Kind of like that kid on social media that says, we're going to the frickin' moon.
Oh, yeah.
I love that kid.
Thanks
right?
for PGing that. Thank you very much.
Actually, he did say, that's AI. He did say frickin'. But we've actually reached out to that kid. He might be coming out.
Okay,
well, that'll be exciting. We love that enthusiasm.
That's what we want here. We got some questions that you can answer for us.
Couple
if you can do that real quick.
We got one here. When will the F100 and Freedom 250 F5 team be performing? Well, they'll be separate, but the F100 will be performing Wednesday twilight, Saturday twilight, so you get that burner, right? Nice photographers should like that. And then also in the Friday show. And then the Freedom 250 F5s, we know they're flying Wednesday in the composite show towards the beginning. There might be opportunities later in the week, but right now that is all we know for the Freedom 250 as far as flying in the show. What bases are the A-10s, F-35s, and F-16s coming from? The A-10s coming from...
I thought Murdoch, is that?
Moody.
Moody.
Yep.
Moody, sorry.
They're coming from Moody. We've got F-35s coming from Eglin.
I was told today.
And Vipers coming from Duluth. And I think, I'm not sure, we also have like Zombie Viper kind of thing. But
Super Guppy arrival tomorrow. What is planned? Do you know?
We don't have the exact time yet on tomorrow's arrival. When they land from where they currently are, they were trying to get in today. They're going to sort out their plan for tomorrow. I'm expecting afternoon. Will the Guppy always have the front? Okay, so the Guppy, the nose is, this question is, will the Guppy always have the front open, or will we get to see it closed? You'll see both. It'll close every night, and it'll open when the winds permit. There are wind limits on the door, and we are parking the aircraft in such a way that it is parked with the prevailing wind off the left wing, which is what they need to open the door when the thing, when it matters, if we have to twist. Yes, we have had to build this grand staircase platform thing for folks to get up to look in the Guppy.
And thank you to T-Bone and the crew for doing that for us.
They're building that right
and here
now.
You go, one more.
Our F5 is doing a demo on Wednesday. They will be flying a 3-ship. It is, in airshow worlds, demo means something different than, dynamic and all that. They will be flying formations together, but will be non-aerobatic.
Yep.
Awesome stuff from the man himself.
Do we have more questions, or we got to go to another?
We're gonna wrap it up.
Okay, we're gonna wrap it up.
Yeah.
All right.
Really appreciate your insight, though, Dennis. It is really cool to see and hear how all of this work comes together. I mean, even just what you just said there at the last, you have to position the aircraft and think about the wind direction and things like that. So that's pretty cool.
Well, we appreciate you all the time you give to Son of Fun doing all this stuff, making Gene look good up here.
Yes, thank you.
Well, that's harder than it looks.
Wow,
I understand,
so
Amanda.
Glad everybody's having fun. Anyway, we're having fun. I'm kidding. I love it. It's good. All right, let's go to break or whatever we're doing. What are we doing now?
All right, next up, a new and unique airline will be at Sun and Fun this year. Joining us next is Sean McGill from I got the name right.
You got the name right. There you go.
Magnifica Air. Plus, we're going to announce the winner of a pair of weekly tickets to this year's fly-in, and our power bank winners and our hat as well. It says Countdown to Sun and Fun continues.
Portions of Sun and Fun Aerospace Expo TV programming is brought to you in part by Textron, powerful brands, innovative solutions, and by Phillips 66 Aviation, cleared for go.
Southern Cross Aviation at Center Fund 2026, your one-stop shop for all your aircraft needs. We are proud Aerosol distributors, a Tectum-certified parts supplier, and represent more than 75 leading aviation brands offering spark plugs, oil filters, tires, fuel nozzles, brakes, batteries, and more. Visit us at booths MD6A, N65, and Hangar C, booths 83 through 85. Or shop anytime, 24 hours a day at scross.com/store. Southern Cross Aviation, distribution solutions for today's aviation world.
Pilots, if you fly a experimental or factory bird, the sky is your race course. Join Sport Air Racing League for the ultimate doubleheader. The pre-fun race on Saturday, 11 April, and on Sunday, April 12, the St. John's River Air Race. Fly the first destination race from Bob Sykes Airport to the beautiful Mount Royal Air Park. Compete for glory and points in racing for the rest of us. It's the perfect high-speed kickoff for your Sun and Fun adventure. Join us at sportairrace.org.
You know, I've always found it strange. People really want to save money, but are so willing to toss their hard-earned coin into a 3-foot pool of disappointment.
I want to be rich.
But you don't need to throw your money away. All you need is your phone.
Huh.
No. Go to Geico, get a quote, and you could save $900 with your phone.
Look at that, it's ringing.
What? What are you doing, mate?
I'm going in.
It feels good to save some coin. It feels good to Geico.
Pilots, get the card when you get to Sun and Fun, the Fly in Style card. It helps you save on so much. Unlock exclusive deals and save on Sun and Fun merch. Get your card today at the Pilot Welcome Center and Fly in Style.
Alrighty, welcome back to Countdown to Sun and Fun. This is a final reminder to subscribe to our YouTube channel to get alerts like this live stream and updates when they are posted. Smash the like button, subscribe to our Facebook page so you can help us spread the word on the announcements that we've gone over today. Had some fun interviews, of course, as well. Plus, keep sharing, liking, and commenting because we are going to announce the winner of the pair of weekly tickets and the power bank and hat here. So we are going to get started with our next guest. We do have viewer questions coming in. Going to announce those and answer those at the end of our program. But our next guest actually joining us, Sean McGough from Magnifica Air, joining us. So want to welcome you. I was reading the background on this program. I'm very curious about it. Talk to us about what it is and what people can expect.
Yeah, we're a new upstart airline, Amanda. We headquartered in Orlando, so Sun and Fun's in our backyard.
Yeah.
Plan to launch in Q3 of 27. We're going to be an all Airbus corporate jet fleet, A220-300s and 321s. The 321s will be transcontinental. The 220s will be north-south routes throughout the country, and we'll be an all bespoke class airplane. We're not business class, we're not first class, we're private class. So we're in between flying private and flying first, and that's going to be our business model.
All right.
So how long have you and your team been working to put this together? Because this kind of stuff obviously does not happen overnight. So how long, what's the planning stages been for this?
It's been quite a journey. So it all started with Charles and Stacy Carey. They run our family office, and Wade Black, who's our CEO. They've been planning this for 7 years. I personally met them when I was at Airbus Corporate Jets, and we kind of put the plan together as why it should be an Airbus fleet versus some of the fractional ownership planes you see today. See, a lot of folks today don't have the opportunity to fly 30, 50 people, a wedding party, a bachelorette party, a golf outing. The current fractional ownership fleet, the private aviation fleet, can typically only seat 15 to 16 people. We can fly 54 people, lie flat, transcontinental, and the service will be as good as any international airline. The reason why I say international, flying first today in North America is really subpar. I think there's a real energy to try to make it better, but we really believe we're going to be thought leaders in this space. You're going to arrive in a black car, you're going to come to our own private terminal, you're going to have an amazing meal on board, and we really believe people will be sad to leave when you leave the airport, and I know that doesn't happen today in most airports across
So if I'm an individual or I'm a group and I'm looking to book when you guys are up and ready to go, third quarter of 27?
Third quarter 27, we'll have a membership-based club, but you can also fly, anytime you want at an ad hoc basis.
And so you're going to have some cool things here at Sun and Fun kind of displaying what this looks like. Talk to us about that.
So we're going to be in the 927 Club, which we're really excited about. It's a great charity that everything goes to student funding, which I love. So we'll be in the 927 Club. We're going to have a YPO event Saturday night. I'm a YPO. Our CEO, Wade Black's part of the South Florida chapter. And then we'll also have our Magnifica Air bus, which we'll have on display because it's great advertisement. And then we do have folks that'll come on board occasionally just to have a private meeting.
Awesome stuff.
Cool. So talk to us, the A321 versus the A220. So, the A321 being transcontinental, but we were talking the other day about the A220. What's special about that airplane and why picking the two different variants of aircraft?
Well, the 220 is near and dear to my heart because I sold it at Airbus Corporate Jets. And it's a great regional airplane. But the 321, if we do want to go transcontinental, it gives you a little bit more space to have lie flat seats. But both airplanes are very efficient. Both airplanes will have roughly 54 seats. They'll have private suites on board, so it'll be just like flying in a mid-sized jet. A young family can fly together, and it'll be a fraction of the cost of flying private. It'll be a little bit more than flying first, but what we found in a recent report, on Rob report came out, Brian Summers from Airline Observer said people are willing to pay for something that's very good. So we really believe we're going to have something very exceptional.
So when people would look to depart, then are they going to be you'll be operating on FBOs?
It'll be an FBO environment.
Wow,
It'll be our own brick and mortar, and we'll have 54 people versus, you go to the airline lounges today. There's 200 people sometimes in line just to get in. So we'll have our own lounges. Like I said, really bespoke interiors, no overhead bins, be really big inside. We're the first 121 airline to certify what's called an ACA system. It's an aviation clean air system. So it takes all the pathogens out of the airplane, takes all the bad odors out of the airplane. So gone are the days of being afraid the person sneezing next to you is going to get you sick. 99.9% of those pathogens are taken out of the cabin.
So do you all have a website that's up, or so people can go find information and look at?
Yeah, absolutely. www.magnificaair.com.
Awesome. So this sounds really like an experience before, your experience, whatever you're going to, and then a nice, chill experience on the way home too, which is cool.
Yeah, and that's why we love the 927 Club. I think you create that same experience inside, and it's very unique here at Sun and Fun. It's my 38th year coming to Sun and Fun. I've gone to air shows on just about every continent, so it's nice to come back to my first one.
Yeah, and tell people, who did you used to work for? You talked about Airbus, but prior to that, you were with Diamond, and then...
Yeah, a little bit of a nomad. So Diamond, Hawker Beechcraft, I was the president over in Europe, and then I went to go work for Ken Rickey at Nexton Aerospace, Ariane Supersonic, and then Airbus Corporate Jets. Oh, and then Wheels Up. Sorry. Wheels Up, great company too.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, a little bit of a nomad.
Yep. So we probably next year in 2027 we should have you be at the hangar, and you can be one of our presenters or speakers, and you can tell us about that background, because that's pretty unique. Pretty unique companies, different things. That's pretty cool.
My pleasure. I teach a class at Florida Tech, and they'll also be here. Good. So it's always on careers in aviation. So at least the nomad life gives some perspective, I hope, to some students that are sophomores.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate it.
I like a unique path for sure.
Yep.
Awesome.
Great. Well,
Thank you so much.
And also, thanks for partnering with us and being a sponsor of this event. It is a big deal for us, and we really appreciate the partnership. So thank you very much to you and your team.
Our pleasure.
We look forward to seeing you.
All right.
927 Club.
927
Magnifica
Club.
Air.
Yep.
Go check them out.
Awesome.
All right, thank you.
All right, Gene, we got to answer some questions here in the last couple of minutes.
All right, we're going to have to rapid fire. Are any of the military statics doing arrival passes? I'm sure they will, especially if they've got extra fuel, which they always like to bring, and then tear up the skies over Lakeland Linder International Airport. Can you put 2 single-person tents under one airplane? Well, you've got 2 wings, so I think you can do that. So as long as the space is there, have at it. What should I expect as a first-time volunteer? Well, I guess it really depends. First of all, we're going to have fun.
A lot of fun.
Second of all, it really depends on where you're working. But I will tell you, we're going to have great lunches this year. We've been really working hard on our lunches. So all of our volunteers, over 3,000, are getting a sandwich, they're getting chips, they're getting fruit, they're getting oatmeal cream pies. Ooh, it's going to be great this year. So enjoy the lunches. But as a first-time volunteer, it really depends on where you work, but there's going to be training for you, and just have a good time.
Also, thank you.
There's a lot of areas. Yes, and thank you as always. Aaron Hayes. Aaron, hey, Gene. My USA outfit will be better than yours. Yes, Aaron Hayes. I saw whatever AI thing you did or whatever. I always like your stuff. Thanks, Aaron. I look forward to seeing you. Aaron Hayes, he's on Tortor Bomb Squad.
So that's always
a friend.
Fun. Yeah.
Is F-100 flying on Saturday? Yes. I think Dennis already talked about that. Will there be ride hoppers? Yes. So the Commemorative Air Force gunfighter will be here, the P-51. They're going to have a TBM Avenger here doing ride hops, and then our local Tampa Bay chapter will have the PT-19 and also Ike's Bird, I believe, if it's not in maintenance. And also asking about the B-52. Unfortunately, the B-52 had to scratch. I think we mentioned that earlier. And there are more questions coming. What do we have? Oh, these are the winners? Do we have to get this done before we go off? Which one is this?
Facebook.
So what does Facebook get?
This is the ticket.
Okay, ticket winner.
So we'll start with that one.
So the ticket winner is at Jacob1423. All right.
Yeah.
At Jacob1423 is the ticket winner.
Awesome stuff.
And
that
then,
was a pair of weekly tickets there.
Yes, and then Summer Richards on Facebook won the power bank and the hat. So we will send that out, and someone will reach out to you and get your address so we can send that to you.
Thank you so much for liking and commenting and participating today on this final episode of Countdown to Sun and Fun.
Well, this is the final episode of Countdown, but then we go to lives in 6 days. So go.
I was just saying this was the final. It's hard to believe we've had this many episodes. It's 1 week out. Things are happening. Really exciting. Had an exciting show for you today. But yeah, Sun and Fun live today, Gene. Starts Monday at 9 a.m.
I will be here along with Amanda.
Yes, we will both be here. We're going to have inside information and a behind-the-scenes look at the people, the airplanes, and the whole Sun and Fun experience. So grab your coffee, stop by, join us on Facebook and YouTube. That's 9 a.m. Eastern every morning next week, Monday through Sunday. So we're changing the name to Sun and Fun Live today because it's all about what's happening that day.
Yes. And we look forward to it. It's going to be awesome. And also, I haven't told anybody this, but our ticket sales are up 25% this year. It's going to be one heck of a year. We're super stoked. Thank you all. Thank you to our volunteers. We love you all. Let's go.
Let's do it. We are going to see you next Monday. We hope you join us then.